What's up, guys? Welcome back to Rise and Grind. We got a little special thing we're doing here. We're testing doing it more than once a week. So here we are testing it again. Happy Thursday. I almost said happy Monday because anytime we're live, we literally only do this on Monday. But we're testing it again. There's just so much going on right now. Obviously, that big conference just came out with CES. Yep. So you have some stuff you want to talk about. So we'll go to Meg here and start diving in.
Okay, well, I'm actually going to kick things off with some Stranger Things.
Oh, hit us with it.
Have you watched Stranger Things?
I have. I watched the older ones. I haven't watched the new one yet.
Oh my gosh. I would say the internet has taken this completely by storm. People are completely obsessed with the theories of what the story could be. But they released the final episode on New Year's Eve, and everyone is convinced basically that wasn't the final episode, even though, and then
they cliffhanger.
Yeah, they created this theory that no, there's actually another episode called The Conformity Gate that's going to release. It was supposed to release yesterday. And so Netflix came out and they're like, yeah, no, that was the final episode. Like that was the final episode. And everyone on social media was like, yeah, okay. Like, no,
they're not buying it. Are you buying it?
I don't know what to believe now at this point, but I think what I found just so incredible was how literally the business that produced the show was like, yeah, no, that's the final episode. They put out multiple PR statements about it. Like, they're trying to settle down everybody. Right. And because one topic went viral on social media, it completely changed the narrative of this show ending. And now people just are not believing Netflix at all, which is really crazy. So I mention all of that because think about it as a business, like how quickly one narrative can really take off and how you really have to be on top of it. Netflix jumped in when it started to get a little bit crazy to say, hey, this is just a theory and a trend. This isn't anything real. So, don't cancel us because the show didn't end like that.
Right.
But if they hadn't, people still are believing that there's another episode that's going to release. I want to believe it a little bit, honestly.
Think there's another? I thought you meant there's another season.
No,
so you think there's one more episode.
So people are saying that that wasn't the final episode. Like, it couldn't be. Like, the way that it ended just didn't make any sense. People are going really deep into these different theories and saying that the Duffer Brothers had to have created a final episode that they're just not telling anybody about. And who knows if that's actually going to be the case. But because this trend just went off on social media, everybody believes it.
How many episodes was this season?
8. So this would have been the 9th episode.
Got it.
For the finale. Yeah.
So
crazy. You need to watch it.
I know. I watched the last ones. I just haven't gotten to it yet.
Yeah, you definitely need to watch it. It's super sci-fi. I think it's like, how I'm a big Harry Potter fan. I think I'm now a Stranger Things fan.
Really?
Very interesting, but yeah.
I love Harry Potter.
They
need to start releasing some stuff.
They're creating a show on Harry Potter.
Really?
Yeah. HBO picked it up, which is now. Did Netflix buy HBO? No. I think Netflix. Warner Brothers.
Warner Bros. Is what's up, but I believe HBO is attached to that.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Okay. My next topic here is so retailers are finding out that their products are being listed on Amazon without them saying that it's okay to be listed on Amazon, which is a huge problem, right? Because it's like some people believe that, maybe I don't want to put my product on Amazon because it's going to hurt my brand overall. Like, I don't want my product to be sold there. But what Amazon is doing is this buy for me feature, which is allowing users to shop through third-party sites. So, for example, when you're searching for something on Amazon, you're going to start to see these product listings that look just like a normal Amazon link, but it's connected to a third-party store. And you can check out entirely through Amazon, not knowing that it's a third party. And then these third-party retailers are getting orders from at buyforme.com, like an email at buyforme.com, wondering like, who is this?
Right, like what?
And it's connected back to Amazon.
Wow.
Which is crazy. Yeah. Now, like, pros and cons of it, right? Because retailers are really upset that this is happening without their approval. But on the other hand, it's kind of like free marketing.
When you're getting sales, you're getting sales in from it, right? Like people, but I could see, like, listen, at the end of the day, it's like if somebody's selling your product and potentially like not representing your brand properly. It could water down all the work you put into building your brand. So like that worries me. Like as a business owner, if I was selling a product and I just saw my product on Amazon, I didn't list it. You have to make your own descriptions. You have to make your own things about the product. So that for me would be the biggest thing I would say is a red flag. That'd be like, damn, I wouldn't want somebody else listing my products on Amazon without my blessing.
Mm-hmm.
But again, like if you're a small startup and all of a sudden you just start getting orders in, right?
Yeah.
Like, and you're like, damn, I keep getting all these orders. Wait, it's on Amazon. It would encourage me to want to be on Amazon versus them being on Amazon.
Right. So that's why it's like pros and cons to it. I definitely see from the brand standpoint, like you said, like you don't want to diminish your brand. But then again, we had mentioned in some Rise and Grinds right before the break that you could buy luxury items on Amazon now.
Yeah.
Like you can buy
like
designer bags. You could buy a car. You could buy, there's so many luxury items on Amazon that I feel like it doesn't even really matter what the brand is anymore.
It's true.
It's just,
and this is the thing though too. Like I said this a couple Rise and Grinds ago, but like there was a buddy of mine who was like, I'm gonna get a Rolex on Amazon, and like I guess they're buying it through some merchant that sells high-end jewelry on Amazon. But like you would never think a couple years back that, oh, I'm going to buy a Rolex on Amazon. But the way that they structure their payment plans, he was like, I can go buy a Rolex on Amazon, and he was able to pay it off monthly, and it wasn't like something crazy. So that's why it's interesting for the luxury aspect of it, because technically I guess you can go to any store and buy, whether it's a pair of earrings or whatever else. I don't know if you could finance that. I'm sure you can.
yeah.
I've heard of like people financing like engagement rings,
Yeah.
but like when you think about these bigger watches, right? Like most people who buy those watches just buy those watches.
Mhm.
So the fact that now on Amazon, people are going there and they're buying high-end luxury jewelry or whatever, and it does give you an option. Even to furthermore, the fact that, remember we talked probably mid-year last year when they started to sell cars on Amazon.
Yeah.
Kias. And so you could buy a Kia on Amazon. And at the time when you looked at the rate of what you would buy a vehicle for, with the interest rates being bananas, if you did the Amazon monthly payment feature, you'd be able to buid that Kia way less expensive monthly through Amazon's pay per month feature. So it's just so crazy that like everything you've always been able to get anything on Amazon, but now it's just like going to a whole new level.
Yeah, I completely agree. And they're trying to incorporate more of these like agentic AI capabilities and learning really what your preferences are to, I don't know if you've noticed your like the Amazon Explore homepage lately. Mine,
I have, yeah.
Like there's things that I haven't even searched for, but maybe have interacted with in like other ways that are just showing up on my Amazon homepage it's just connected to everything. So it's absolutely incredible. The luxury items on there make it a whole new ballpark, I would say. Like now any brand can really be on Amazon, but with this buy for you feature, some brands are just really upset. They don't want to be on there, understandably so.
Yeah.
All right. I am going to move over to the tech announced at CES, but I'm going to show the video first, and then we'll talk about it a bit. So at CES in Vegas, they released some really cool new technology, and one that stood out was Project Ava. And I'm going to show, give me a second here. I am going to show what the product is.
Wakey, wakey, rise and shine. Morning, Joey. You were snoring again.
You can hear it? Okay.
Really vibing. Have a good day.
Hi, Amanda. Great brainstorming last night.
Actually, I need more.
What if we flip the design here? Do you think it can work?
Nice. I think you're onto something.
Whole day, soldier. We need more air support.
Yeah.
Whoa, clean
Did you see
shot.
that?
Nice one.
Oof. Maybe aim for the head next time. Break line of sight.
Switch to burst fire mid-range.
GG. That was amazing. Ready to go again? This is Project Ava, your AI desk companion.
So that's Project Ava. So it's this little holographic AI avatar that can sit on your desk, follow you from room to room, and it watches your routines, your habits, and essentially chimes in to give advice. Whether you're gaming, whether you're standing there, like someone was standing in front of the closet and it was saying like, you should wear this today. So it's able to identify, like, think about that, not just what you're doing, but everything behind you, like what's in your closet, to be able to pick that out. So it's really interesting and honestly a little bit scary. Would you have this in your house?
So our guy, not Chad 404, was like, this is all creepy and scary
Let
and
me show
unnecessary.
this.
And listen, Chad, I definitely see that, man. I definitely see that. I definitely agree with that, definitely to an extent, because, you know, ultimately at the end of the day, it's like, you know, it's technology that's watching you and listening to you, right? Are there going to be some optimizations that help you further things that you're doing? Like, I think it might be interesting to be in an office at your desk,
Mhm.
but like when it's in your closet or it's watching you potentially like get dressed, right? Or things like that. Like, that's what I don't like. Because at the end of the day, it's a company who owns the AI, right? It's not like this AI is, you know, ran completely like, you know, by, you know, some magical powers, right? It's like, there's a company that's running this, and, you know, they have access to all this information, this data, et cetera. So definitely cool, right? Definitely
Yeah.
reminds you, like, you know, Rob said earlier, of, you know, of Iron Man and Jarvis.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think from a work standpoint, or like if you're a gamer, like that would be interesting. It's cool. You know, this is the thing with AI, and I feel like I really feel strongly about this. I came in here souped to the gills about my Meta Ray-Bans, right?
Mhm.
The first like few days I got it, and I came in like I was on vacation when I had it. I was freaking taking recordings. I was going live. You know, people were like, "Oh, I saw your thing with the Meta Ray-Ban glasses in the stories in the corner. What was that?" Like, asking questions. But then it's like, you know, you're using it and it's dead. It's not charged when you need it, and then you got to charge it, and then eventually it just gets old, right? Like, it's like you forget about it. And I think, like, at the end of the day, like, it's cool theoretically to have, you know, because realistically, like, when you have Meta Ray-Bans or people who use the prescription versions of those, like, you have the ability to have an AI assistant on your head all day,
Mhm.
right? Like, you can ask any questions, you can go through whatever. But like for me, I used them when I first got them pretty frequently for about a month, and now they just kind of sit.
Yeah.
And so I think, like, at the end of the day, it's one of those things where it's like, with a lot of this AI stuff, like the wearables, all these other things, until there's like a physical ass robot out here in the real world, like moving around and doing those things, which Elon Musk is working on at Tesla, it's like, I think a lot of these things are just going to be junk.
Yeah, I don't know. Would you even have like the robot in your house? Would you opt for
So
like the walking robot?
I would absolutely definitely have one,
Really?
but I would have it in our office for like the first like year to test it.
In our office?
100%
That's even
first.
worse than I have to be around it.
But just to test it, right? Like, yo, robot Jarvis, go do
Never
the dishes.
coming to the
get this.
office.
Yeah, like, hey, it's snowing outside. Go shovel. I don't know,
My
but
God.
you know, it's like,
Would
I don't
not
know.
want to be there late at night with that thing.
No, right?
No, I mean, it is cool. It is the future, right? Like, people are going to have it. I think Black Mirror, which I keep telling you to watch,
Yeah, still
and
haven't
you
watched
don't
it.
watch it.
I still haven't
You
watched it.
have to watch it. It's
Have you ever watched that,
so-
Rob?
It's crazy. It's super futuristic and just shows you like how far technology could go. But they have the walking robot.
In it?
Yeah, and they show you what it can do and like just how quickly they learn. They can outsmart you in some ways, which can be a little bit scary. But
Yeah.
this, I don't know. I think about Project Ava, like my Google Home. Like, I have Google Homes in every single room of my house, and after a while, it just becomes more frustrating than
Yeah,
helpful.
especially when they don't listen.
They don't listen. I'm more frustrated at them
Mhm.
99% of the time than I'm like, oh, good thing I have this in the room.
Right. We have we did Google Home for a while, and we didn't like it, and then we switched back to Alexa because we had Alexa forever, and we're just more native to Alexa.
Yeah.
But it is a pain in the ass. Like, we have a lot of different like alarms and a lot of different like settings. Like, and I'm sure because you have Chris in your house who's like a
Mhm.
tech nerd.
Yep.
But it's like our house is set up like a smart house. Like, we could turn on lights through Alexa, like shut things off, power on a bunch of different appliances, etc. And, you know, at the end of the day, it's one of those things where it's like, it is annoying, especially when, like, for instance, like in our bedroom, our lamps are on Alexa. So if you say like, Alexa, good morning, it turns them on. Alexa, good night, it turns them off.
Yeah.
When you're like tired and you really just want to shut those damn things off, it's like, Alexa,
Yeah.
she ain't listening.
That's how it is in my house too.
Yeah.
Same exact way. And I can definitely relate to like, turn the lights off, turn all lights off.
Right.
Yeah. And then so another piece of technology that came out that I thought was really interesting is this thing called Lollipop Star. And it's equivalent to have you heard like an electrical toothbrush or not an
Yeah.
electrical toothbrush, a musical toothbrush?
A who?
Musical toothbrush. Like
No.
it's mostly for kids. I haven't seen this in a really long time. When I asked Chris about it, he was like, "Yeah, when I was a kid, I had one." It's a toothbrush that plays music. You can't really hear it when it's outside of your mouth, but it uses like the vibrations in your bones to send the notes through your inner ear canal.
Huh.
And so they made a lollipop that's like this, which
What?
it's very like Willy Wonka-ish to me. That's what it reminded me of when I saw it. I'm going to show this too. It's called Lollipop Star. And essentially what it does is it sends vibrations through your skull bones directly into your inner ear. And so music plays through the stick. Let me see if I can find. They picked 4 different artists. One of them I heard was Akon, which I just thought was incredible.
Well, Akon just jumps on all this startup shit.
here.
Akon is like he's an entrepreneur, but like Akon's always on this stuff.
Yeah.
We had a client who was doing before like Neurogun came out.
Uh-huh.
There was a client a long time ago, like 2018 or 2017. I think it was like our Red Bank days, and I met with him. It was, you remember Euphoric Gum?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Akon was talking to them too.
Yeah. Oh no way.
He moves.
That's so funny. So basically, this little button down here, you hold it while you eat the lollipop, and again, like if you hold it, you can't play the music, but if it's in your mouth, you can hear the music playing while you enjoy the candy, which is just
That's just silly to me.
that's
I don't.
that's what I
don't want.
thought
I don't want
too.
I don't want my food dancing and singing.
I thought the same thing. I just thought it was very innovation, right? Like how innovative is that? Very cool. I think it's selling for $9 a lollipop, which I think is ridiculous.
Yo,
That's ridiculous. But think about how many kids are going to
Damn.
be like, Mom, Dad,
want
please,
that."
please, 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 please. Like, please.
but it's just again, and I don't want to put anybody down, right? Because that's a startup. But like when I think about the need for a product like that, like kids these days have cell phones that have Spotify and Apple Music on them.
Mhm.
Like why? Like I don't understand the value of that. Like,
Yeah.
And as a parent, I wouldn't want. Right. I'm with Chad again. Like I would not want any sort of technology because there has to be a battery in that thing, right? Clearly.
Yeah.
And what if something gets swallowed accidentally? Like shit happens. You know what I mean? When you're a
Yeah.
kid, the craziest things always happen, right? Like the craziest things. So like a kid swallowing that, okay, you swallow a piece of gum or like, like one of those like lollipops.
Mhm.
What the hell are they called? The Tootsie
Like the
Roll
Tootsie
Pops.
Pop. Yeah.
It's like, okay, oh crap. But now if you accidentally swallow that and has a battery in it, like what does that do? I don't know.
I don't know.
That's freaky.
Yeah, wild technology. I mean, those were just 2 of the many, many very cool, innovative tech that was released there. But 2 of like the most outlandish, I feel like.
Yeah,
Right?
definitely outlandish.
Yeah.
The hologram one is interesting. Like I said, we'll see how that plays out. Like that'll be something that I would like. Those things I would test in an office environment, like
Mhm.
for us, so that we have in the office environment. We test it. It'll know everybody here. Like what projects are you working on? Like that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
But I just personal stuff like that. Like I just don't like.
Yeah.
And listen, I will say one thing again with AI. It removes, like it's beneficial for certain things, but you have to remember the things that you put in with AI the things that you integrate into your life with AI, like Chad, we're getting Chad on the show, man. This is fantastic. It's true though, right? Like Akon, it's singing Locked Up, right? But they won't let me out. The lollipop's stuck. I love it.
Oh
But
God,
That's
funny.
fantastic, Chad. But like one of the things that I think about though is like when you really think about AI and like the deficiencies it's going to start adding to humans like brains and actual smarts, it's like for people who leverage it for writing things or like for personal, like, oh, I want to send a nice text to my friend, or like I'm dating somebody, I want to send a nice text to them, or like they sent me something, they want to break up with me. What do I say? Like you're building a deficiency now to how you respond in those because you're not using those muscles anymore. And I think when you think about some of these other things that AI is going to do in the physical world, it's going to keep doing those things, right? Because like when you think about something that you don't do frequently, right? Like if you're somebody, like I said this a billion times, but like most people after they turn, I believe 25 or like exit high school, realistically, never do a full sprint in their life again.
Mm-hmm.
In Rob's case, only when he's single. that glow up happens.
Rob,
Come on, let me
aw.
do a little smirk. All right.
Rob's doing the
But-
morning sprints now. He didn't tell
He's
you.
doing the what?
2026.
He's back.
Yeah.
Okay, low key, head on the grinder. All right. But again, the glow up's got to be studied. My brother's doing a glow up right now too. Just he's out of a relationship. He's glowing up again. Tyler,
Wow.
he's looking fresh. Anyway, but the whole point though is like when you look at people who don't run anymore, right, for a long time, and then they're in a situation where like, holy crap, I have to run, right? Even though it doesn't happen often,
Yeah.
but when it does, you're screwed,
Yeah.
right? So just think about that when it comes to like AI and the things that you're using it for. And listen, I mean, Megan's done a bunch of botch emails. Go on her screen real quick. Botch. But come back to me. So like with me, but this is the thing though, right? Like when you think about it, like at the end of the day, like and I had a botch too recently. I had the
I like how he says he had a botch.
an AI botch.
A botch.
An
One
AI
botch.
botch.
No. More like you're saying you had a botch.
Yes, I'm sorry. Let me clarify.
Botches.
I had one AI
Botches.
botch, okay? And it was a bad one though. It was a really bad one. I really, really put thought into it, and I sent an email out, and I had it like copy and pasted and scheduled, and it came out and it got sent wonky as hell. And that was the last. I was like, I'll never do that again, because like at the end of the day, I always say it. If I'm doing anything that I'm having a personal conversation with a team member or somebody in my family or a friend, like I never, ever use AI to write something, right? And the one time that I'm like, you know what?
Except for that time.
Right. Well, I wrote it though, but I put work in on that thing. Like,
Yeah.
I was having a lot of conversations. I really, really put a lot of effort into it. And then it just came out completely botched in the email, like the way it actually was formatted, and it looked terrible. And I was like, damn, like that's why, AI came and kicked me in the ass there, because you can't use it in those regards. So
Mhm.
anyway, point is that when AI comes to like the things that like you have to do with work or in your personal life, I really don't think that people should replace it for things that are like really near and dear to you and that make you amazing. Like if you're really good at communication and you're good at like, or if you're not good at something, leverage it to get better at it. Don't leverage it to replace it, right? Like AI should be leveraged to make you stronger and smarter, not to do your job or not to do the hard things for you. And I think those are the people that are going to be walking around numb because like they don't have to have hard conversations with people because they just have to copy and paste, right? Or tell ChatGPT or AI like, hey, I'm having a difficult time, make this response for me, paste. It's like that is where deficiencies are going to be terrible. And in the future, people are not going to be like what they are now. And I think Dana White said this a while back, like about the world we live in right now. Like people are in the place where they are, getting softer because of technology, because of conveniences, because all those things. And so again, leveraging AI to be stronger versus, as a thing to be lazy, is the one thing they got to be careful for.
Definitely. All right. I think that's it for today. We're doing these twice a week now.
That's all she wrote for today.
Yeah.
We got Rob here. We didn't listen. Our team was out right now. They have one of our other cameras, so we don't have that middle camera. So we're back and forth with me and Megan. We got Rob chopping it up. Back to Megan. She botched the AI email. But but at the end of the day, guys, happy Thursday. We're almost at the end of the week. I can't believe we say this every time we're on Rise and Grind for different parts of the year, but it's so insane to me that we are sitting here and we are at the beginning of a new year. And it's a great time. Beginning is a fresh start. And the people who say, oh, New Year's resolutions are stupid. Oh, I'm not going to, try to make goals or whatever. Like, guys, when we went out to lunch recently and we were talking to that server who's great at B2.
Yeah.
He asked us, he was like, oh, like, have you guys done the silly resolutions this year? Or like, most people don't, actually see them through and stuff. And I asked him if he had any resolutions or any goals this year. And his response was like he was like searching. He's like, no, not, I think he said like one thing that was like
not really.
he was like, go to the gym more. I think he said something like that.
Yeah.
And
which is so basic.
Yeah.
Sorry, guy at P2. You need to, like,
yeah. But I think like, and what my response to him was like, well, goals are stupid or silly and resolutions are stupid or silly if you're only thinking about 1 year, right? Like if you're not playing to the bigger like theme of your life, right? Like in your life, if you're trying to achieve certain things, right? Like for me, I want to be a hyper present father. Like that is one of my goals, right? And as a hyper present father, I have to be unplugged, right? One of the things that I'm blessed that, Jacqueline, my wife, who's an awesome partner, she got us house phone, right? And so when we have non-tech times, to be present. Like we have house phones in pretty much every room now. So like our parents or our people who matter to us, if they are really trying to contact us, on off hours, they know that like they can reach us via, the house phone. Right.
Yeah.
And they use it, all of them use it. Cause like now it's like Jack and I typically are hard to reach regardless, like when we're with the kids, but like now we've made it like impossible unless like you call the house phone, then we know it's like an emergency or something.
Mm-hmm.
So, but anyway, that's my point. Like that was a goal, right? So like that was set up, and I'm doing that because for the rest of my life, I want to be a hyper present father. And the same thing goes down to like different business goals, right? So like it's not about you in one particular year. So yeah, if you're just trying to do something in 1 year, that's why they fail, because it's like, oh, for this year I want to do this, and you blink, and then you're 4 months in, and you blink again, and then the year's over.
Yeah. And
So-
most great things take way longer than a year to
For
do.
sure.
Like way longer than a year. And I like what you had told the waiter is like, I look at like the next 5 years and then incrementally each year,
Right.
what do I do to move closer to that goal?
Yeah, right. And you got to bite size it, right? So like
Mhm.
technically your goals should be bite sized out so they play to the larger picture that you're after in your life. And so anyway, again, because we are in a new year, right? And we're at this place, it's a fresh start. I hope you guys are geared up to like do big things this year, and I think too many people like undervalue how hard it is to achieve what you're after and the goals that you have. And the people, like one of the hardest things to do is like to be in like really good shape, right? Like when you see certain people who are just like completely fit, like look amazing, like whether they're abs, especially, right? Like I was having this conversation the other day, me and Chris with the people at Source Brewery.
Mhm.
The guy Phil at Source Brewery, Source
Oh,
Brewery
I heard.
is shredded.
Yeah.
My guy is shredded, right? But to be at that level, the level of discipline you need to have is insane. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of those things where, if you're not like, do you work out like aggressively throughout the week?
Aggressive. I don't know what aggressive would be, but I definitely make it a point to move every morning. Like I do like a little Pilates class every morning. I walk every day.
Like Pilates from home or Pilates out?
Well, I'll do Pilates at home every day, and then out, like go to yoga. I will go out to a Pilates class, or I try to get to like a workout class like 3 times a week, but every day at home in the morning, I start my day with
Yeah.
movement.
Well, and I say that because like when you think about people who are in really good shape, like they're not eating certain foods, like, or they stop eating, or like, and they're going to the gym, they're working out. There's a lot of commitment it takes to like be in really good shape. And so again, hat off to people that do that. But again, that's one of the things that like, it's hard to do, And when you see
Yeah.
like the one thing about TikTok, and I'll say this real quick too, I'm going on rants here and I know we're missing all kinds of meetings here, but
yeah.
but the only thing I do want to say though, is that like, you can, like the people out there who say like TikTok is terrible for you,
Mhm.
AI is terrible for you, Instagram is terrible for you, Facebook, whatever, the list goes on and on, right? Like TikTok for me, like shifted like a month ago. Because I remember I told you I was off of it for a while, for a few months.
Yeah.
After the whole Charlie Kirk thing, I was like, I need a break from just social.
So your algorithm reset?
No, what I did was I started to only put things in like that I would search for,
Mhm.
right? Like whether it was like religious based or business based or tech based or AI based, and like whatever, things that I want to see.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I go on TikTok, like I'll rarely just doom scroll, like hyper rarely now. And I will only typically see things that I'm searching for because TikTok wants me to stay.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing things that like matter to me now. And I've done that across everything. So like when I'm on AI or having conversations with AI, like I'm making it work for me better because I'm asking it questions about making me stronger versus it just giving me all the answers, etc. So anyway, back to the whole New Year thing. I think like at the end of the day, use this technology. Like we live in a time that is absolutely freaking insane. Like back in the day, information, and I mean since the dawn of time, information was like power, right? Like if you had information, like you could use that to make moves, to do things, like and the people who didn't have it were, at a huge disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
Now everybody has so much information. You just go on AI, you go to Google, and obviously Google has been a long-term thing forever that you can just go get information on. But now there's no excuse. There's literally no excuse. Like,
No.
we talked about uploading blood labs to ChatGPT, and getting answers and being able to do certain things. Like me personally, I've tailored my entire health, like in diet and regimens around my blood labs, around all the different health metrics that I've taken. And it's given me tailored things to do. And they work really well. And again, like right now, in the past decade. I'm the healthiest I've been in the past decade.
That's amazing.
Right? And it's because I'm leveraging these things to make me stronger. So I hope this year you guys do the damn same thing and make yourself stronger using this technology. Don't make yourself weaker by just going in and, trying to make yourself lazy by getting all the answers and not doing the work still. But all right, guys, we will see you back here on Monday next week on Rise and Grind. Happy Thursday.